Don't lie to your kids, because really it'll come back to get you. Because when my daughter was really little, when she was like 4, she was obsessed with the idea of eventually having boobies. So I told her, I said, if you eat your broccoli, broccoli will give you boobies. But that smart aleck took one look at me and said, oh, Mommy, did you only eat half of your broccoli?
We are Moms Unhinged, a nationally touring stand-up comedy show. Join us in our podcast as we explore everything from motherhood, midlife crisis, marriage, divorce, online dating, menopause, and other things that irritate us. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moms Unhinged. My name's Andrea, your host, and I am joined by the fabulous, amazing Amanda Marks today. Welcome, Amanda.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey,
Coming to you live from some weird weather in Atlanta.
I know, right?
It's been
Yeah,
a heat wave up until like 2 days ago.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Yeah, and Amanda is one of our Atlanta-based mom comedians and Moms Unhinged. She is incredible. She's been touring around with us. She has a podcast called Sis and Tell, so go check that out. We'll have those links in the show notes for you, too. But, yeah, we're super excited to just be talking about unhinged things and how you got started into comedy and all the stuff. We've got lots to chat about.
I'm ready. I'm ready to talk as always, which is why I do comedy.
Yeah, comedy and a podcast. You're a talker. Let's start with how you got into comedy a little bit. Like, what prompted you? Have you always wanted to be a comedian? What prompted that voyage into comedy?
I would say I have always been super into microphones. All of my life. I don't know, and stages, like there's something about being on a stage, having a microphone in my hand that brings me such joy. And I was talking to my sister about it, and I was saying, it's not about getting attention, it's about entertaining people. And since I was very young, I have just loved to entertain people, to make them happy, to make them laugh. I have like old footage of me at my brother's bar mitzvah party when I'm 8, and I've got a microphone in my hand, and my dad willingly, I don't know what they were thinking. My dad willingly hands me a microphone, and I took over the dance floor for a solid 10 minutes, just singing songs, trying to have a talent contest, and various other things that I was doing on that impromptu stage. I got into stand-up about 11 and a half years ago. I would say I've always been kind of searching for what is my stage, right? Is it improv? Is it being in plays? Is it being in front of the camera? And I took an improv class. I've taken so many improv classes. And I was in one in particular where one of my friends was like, I'm signing up to do this stand-up class afterwards. Come do it with me. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like the idea of, and it wasn't being on stage. I'm not afraid to be on stage. I don't really get stage fright. It was the idea of writing my own material. That really freaked me out. So he took the class and he said he really prepares you that at the end you perform. So the next class I just signed up for it, and it was like paying to be a part of a writer's group where he was giving us different assignments. And, some writing assignments worked, some didn't, but you're kind of like using those to figure out, if I'm writing on my own, what's going to work, right? So we performed for graduation in front of 300 people at the Atlanta Improv, which does not exist anymore. And of course the audience was very kind, and it was all friends and family of everyone
supportive,
right, they were very, and it's a false sense of being good when you're in that situation, but
I killed.
Right, I was so great, and but I loved being on stage. I love the independence of stand up, of being in control of that situation, not having to share the stage. And I don't mean that from like take taking all the attention, being in the only one in the limelight. It's because when you share a scene with someone, whatever it is on a stage, there's pressure to do good for them, right? And to be supportive
Right.
for your
Right.
partner. And I really feel like when you're on
Yeah.
stage as a stand-up, you're being good for the audience. Those are the only people you have to worry about, is the audience. Are they happy? And if you
Yeah.
mess up, it's okay, because it's not a script. Like, you go with the flow. So
Yeah.
that's how I got started.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love it. And what do your kids think of you doing stand up? What are they excited for you? Are they worried that you're talking about them?
So, I mean, when I started, my kids were very young. They were like, I think we have 3 kids. We have boy-girl twins. Our firstborn was a singleton. So I think they were like 4 and 7 when I started. And so they've always, I describe my family as you hear us before you see us, because we all have very big, very individualistic personalities. So they loved it. But the twin son still has not seen me perform stand up. My daughter has only come to this show I host called Menopause, which I wouldn't even call it a comedy show. It's like a live talk show where I'm with a doctor. I share a stage with a doctor, and we talk to women about perimenopause and menopause, and I'm the comedic relief, so people feel comfortable saying dry vagina 20 times. And my oldest son, he came to my mom's Unhinged, right? And it was probably like the best setup for his first show for him to go to, because like our like Mom's Unhinged is in the marquee. We're at one of the beautiful old theaters that you had found, and like there's like giant Mom's Unhinged posters everywhere with my face everywhere. It was packed. I think it was a sold out show. So as a stand-up, sometimes like if you're lucky, you in a lifetime to be a part of something like Mom's Unhinged. But most shows are like in a brewery, and if there's 35 people there, and there's not like a pinball machine in the background, you're lucky, right? There's usually lots of distractions, and the audience is very,
a good show.
right? Yeah. You get paid in chicken fingers, so it was like the perfect show. And I was like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
This is not normal, but they love it. I think, they think it's fun to tell their friends.
That's
I do a lot of social media posts also, where I make not of necessarily my stand-up content, just like a talking to the camera sort of thing. And their friends follow me, and I don't know this until they're like, "Hey, Miss Amanda," that's a very Southern thing. "Hey, Miss Amanda, I follow you on TikTok." And I forget everyone knows my business, because I put all my business out there.
Yeah. I know, right? It is kind of weird to have someone come up and say something personal. "Oh, I'm so sorry about that." And I was like, oh, right.
Oh yeah,
You
that
all
was a
know.
Facebook post, yeah.
I know. Oh, man. And then, so you've got twins. What is that like? Twins, I mean, is that provide a lot of content? Is that?
So it's interesting because, and my kids, I can't remember who it was, maybe Murray, my oldest, he got like offended when I was like, I don't really talk about y'all on stage. Like in generic terms I do, but I don't usually call them out specifically, because I'm very, and my husband, I don't really call him out either. It's really about my perspective of these things that happen generically, versus like Oscar did this, Ruby did this. Although I have to say, I did write a whole new 5-minute bit about my son Oscar, and how he is like an old Jewish woman stuck in a little boy's body. And little boy, he's now 16, but the things he says. But like I try not to embarrass them on stage or say anything too personal.
Yeah.
But with the twins, it's I had. When I was younger, I had about 7 Cabbage Patch Kids, and I feel like that really prepared me for multiples and taking care of multiple children at the same time. So when I found out I was having twins, I was like, great. Xavier Roberts prepared me for this day. Also, we wanted 3 kids, and I was like, I'm so good at project management that this is efficient, really. I felt like it was so efficient. But it's really
Just get her done. Yeah, you don't not drawn out.
Yeah. Now that they're teenagers, it's fun. It's always a party in our house. All it takes is just adding a couple of friends from each of them, and and I have good snacks, and I started the fun
Right.
drink fridge. We have a fun drink fridge, non-alcoholic drinks, but it's all fun drinks. And so if
Yeah.
you stock
Yeah.
it, they will come.
Yeah, it is. I did enjoy having my kids are now, I'm an empty nester now, but I've always enjoyed having everyone at our house because then I get to eavesdrop. I get to try, really kind of see what's going on, watch the dynamics. I always like doing the carpool. That's where you get the best dirt,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh, I
know.
love the tea. It's so good. In
So,
the car, there's something about
yeah.
it's like the
Yeah.
psychologist
Yeah.
version of the couch is the car, right? And they'll tell you everything.
And you have a little ways to be an empty nester. You've got how many more
So
years?
they're juniors, so it's not. I got 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's coming up, actually.
And I keep
Oh,
on
yeah, that's
joking.
coming up faster than I realized. Yeah.
For years, I've been saying when all the kids are out of the house, we're going to totally do a Groupon vacation. But now, like, Groupon doesn't even exist. We used to get those email newsletters about like last minute vacation packages. I'm like, one day I'm going to go on a last minute trip to Cancun, Groupon, and now I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
my life has outlived Groupon, so I'm going to have to find another vacation deal.
Dang it. Yeah. I'm sure they're out there. I feel like they're out there.
Somewhere.
So you grew up in Alabama.
I did.
You're Jewish. So did you what was that like? You talk about it in your stand up, but
Yeah.
like
We were,
yeah.
I was
So-
in like this microcosm of this small Jewish community in Birmingham. Birmingham, I think, still has a population of around 1 million people, and the Jewish community there is about 5,000, which I think it's pretty much held steady. So, much to people's surprise, like we have 3 synagogues, we have a Jewish day school, there's a JCC, and our community was small but loud in voice. So we're a very active community in the broader community. But my world was very Jewish and very Southern at the same time. I'm actually a 5th generation Alabama Jew. I have a joke about that. It's a very old joke. And when I first started doing it, I said I was a 4th generation Alabama Jew. And my dad was at the show and he goes, "That's not true. You're a 5th generation because your great grandfather lived in Alabama." So he wasn't born there, but we've gone back. I mean, we came over. So my dad grew up in Birmingham. My mom grew up in Montgomery, and they both have adorable Southern accents. But but people get confused. They get very confused about me being from Alabama. They think I must have moved from somewhere. They think we're from New York. I don't like. And look, I feel like wherever I am a fish out of water. Right? Like I'm like I did not fit in. I did not fit in Alabama, but I also didn't fit in. I went to school up north and they didn't know what to do with me either. So thank God for stand up.
Oh, yeah, that's wild. So that's interesting though. That is a larger population, and I just haven't been really to Birmingham at all. So, I'm having a hard time picturing even how big it is. So when you say 1 million people, I'm like, oh wow, that's bigger than I realized. And so, yeah, but did you start stand up in Birmingham then, or was that later?
Later, much later. So after high school, I went to Boston
yeah.
University for college and then I went to NYU for graduate school. So I lived in Boston like a year after college and then moved to New York for a couple of years and then got married. And my husband grew up in Albuquerque. So we moved to Albuquerque for about 7 or 8 months, and my degree was in like TV production. So I was very involved in like the film and TV production community in Albuquerque. So much so, but that I would have been in the newspaper like 3 times. By the time we left, because we quickly got out of there. We're like, this is not a good fit. And we moved to Atlanta because my husband did not grow up with a large family, and I did. And I have a ton of family in the Southeast, and we didn't want to be in Birmingham. But we wanted to be in the South, at least driving distance. So I was like the first week we were in Atlanta, and we moved here in 2003. So we've been here a very long time. But he looked at me and goes, "Okay, so what do we do? Where do we go?
Yeah.
What's there to do?" And I go, "I don't know." And he said, "Well, didn't you come here all the time from Birmingham?" like as a kid, didn't y'all come here all the time? It's only 2 hours away. And I was like, no, we just, that's like a young person's thing. Like we moved to Atlanta. We didn't know anything. We didn't have jobs. We lived with my mom's best friend for
Yeah.
a month while we looked for jobs. And all I wanted to do
Yeah.
was work at Cartoon Network because I also had a master's degree in kids television,
Oh.
which is not a thing. I made it up. Like I
Oh,
literally
wow.
had to design my own master's program. So, and I worked at Cartoon Network for a long time.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's not a fake thing that you just said. It's not fake, like I have a master's degree. It's like I watch cartoons every Saturday, you know? It's like,
Literally, no,
that's how you
I
get the
did that.
master's in.
Right. I did that too. I probably like growing up, my family consumed so much television. I'm sure it was unhealthy, but I didn't have any kids on my street. It was all like, from a generation perspective, we had all the grandparents on my street and then there were us. And I had no friends except for my dog. And my siblings were much older than me. So I was friends with my dog, and like Rudy Huxtable was my best friend. And I watched so much TV. We had a television probably in almost every room. I was the only one who, like my siblings with their bar and bat mitzvah money, they bought televisions for themselves and put televisions in their room. And I'm like, why? Why are you going to do that? Because there's literally a television in every room. Like my parents had a television in their bathroom, like one of those like portable black and white TVs that if it fell in the bathtub, you'd get electrocuted. But I bought an armoire with my bat mitzvah money, and I still have it. But anyways, like we were so obsessed with TV as a family, so obsessed, so much so that one time we were at a wedding out of town, and we didn't have cable, but of course the hotel room did. So we were sitting on like the edge of the bed watching HBO, and then my mom's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be late to the wedding!" And so we had to like run and before we walked in with the bride, but we all have basically degrees in media, and me and my siblings, like we love TV. So I have an undergraduate degree in television. I have a master's degree in television. I love TV. Nothing makes me happier than sitting on my couch watching TV with a quilt on me. So that's all I need in life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So then you worked at Cartoon Network. That was your dream, and you did it. That's
I did it.
so cool.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. It's like you have to be careful when it's like if there's things that you're passionate about in high school or in college and that you're naturally good at. I mean, you be careful about what you choose as a profession, right? Because you can quickly end up hating it. And like I love writing.
Yeah, that's so true.
I love writing, and that's part of stand up, but thank God I did not do that professionally because I may not be doing stand up now, right? Like my kids are all, I think, natural artists, but I'm like, keep that as your hobby. Go do something else, because if you're an artist and you become a graphic designer and you have to live and die by a client, you're going to start hating that life. Keep the love for your as a hobby.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely puts a strain on whatever you decide to do, especially creative. Making a living in creative arts is challenging, but it can be. I mean, can be great for some people, but definitely, it's hard when you add a commercial aspect into it. So,
yes, yeah.
Your kids then, like, were you working when you weren't working with twins? I mean, with 3 kids, young kids at home, were you?
I was, yeah. I was
Wow.
working full time. I worked.
That
So after
must
I
have been
left,
so hard.
I left, but it's like a blur, right? Like childbirth is a blur, and you do it again. I was working after Cartoon Network. Then I started consulting, and wherever I consulted, they're always eventually like, we want to hire you full time. I think so that was expensive. They're like, can we just hire you full time? Because that'll be more efficient. So, I did a lot of like client services and stuff like that for like agencies, and worked for a startup, and that got bought by Oracle. And I've done so many different jobs. a lot of contract work.
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
That's amazing.
and I one company I
Yeah.
worked for, so I don't know if this is an issue of mine. Now you're my therapist, Andrea, Dr. Andrea. But like I will have I'm really good at interviewing, whether or not like informational interviewing. And I've been in at least 3 situations where people have offered me jobs when I'm just in there for an informational interview and they don't even have a job for me. Like they're just like, we want you to work here. Right. And it took me like literally 3 times to be like, that is a bad situation. Like if you go into a situation professionally where they hire you because of you, but they don't have a specific position, then it just kind of sets you up for failure. And now I
Yeah.
know if I was in that situation, I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
let's talk about what that position is and what I'd be doing every day versus like this generic stuff that I did for this other
Yeah.
company. I need to know what you want me to do because it causes chaos.
Right.
It causes chaos and confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so now I do,
Yeah.
I still gig on this. I do random stuff on the side. My husband owns a law firm and I help him with
Yeah.
social media and client services stuff. But I do, produce shows
That's
and
great.
do stand up. I do a lot of shows for private, like for nonprofits and corporations and stuff like that. My niche audience is old Southern Jewish people. That is, that's my bread and butter. Those are the people who love me.
Yeah.
If you're 70 and you
That's
attend
great.
Rosh
That's
Hashanah
great. It's great.
services, I'm the comedian for you. and you have a little Southern twang. Then you're gonna be like, I love that Amanda Martz.
That's great. That's awesome. I love that. So, one of the things I love to ask everyone too is like, have you had, and I'm sure with, I know everyone has, what has been kind of one of your more unhinged moments that you have had, either as a parent or in your childhood? Share with us where things have kind of unraveled a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I feel like I have to apologize to my mom now. I was pretty unpredictable. I was pretty unpredictable as a child. And my mom said like she never knew what I was going to say, but
Yeah.
I was always kind, right? And as long as I was kind, didn't care.
Mhm.
She didn't care what I said.
Yeah.
And they were always handing me microphones. And my life has been unhinged as a child, but I have this one memory of my oldest kid who is now 19. But when he was like, he must have been like 2-ish. Like he was at that stage where he was potty training, and it was the first time he had ever left the house in big boy underwear. And we went to
Oh, wow.
this like noodle house where you order at the counter, which by the way, life hack as a parent, always order at one of those places where you order and pay first and they have to go boxes everywhere so you can make a quick exit. And this is from this situation.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we order and I've got like the number and we walk outside to go find a table while my husband is like gathering forks or something. And Murray goes up to this table with a younger baby at it because they have like a little Thomas the Train at the end of it. And he starts engaging with them and playing with
Oh,
the
yeah.
train, right? And they're loving it. We're talking. And then all of a sudden, he stops what he's doing. He looks down in between his legs and he just pees everywhere. Thank God it was outside, an outside patio. He pees all over the patio. And then I don't know.
Another hack.
Right?
Another life hack there.
He's like,
Oh,
and it just like unloads like an elephant at a zoo, right? Like this is so much water. Luckily, he was a hydrated kid, obviously, from this situation. But what I was not accounting for was, as most kids do, when it rains outside and they're puddles, they love to jump in puddles. So the first thing he did was say, "Oh, a puddle," and then he started jumping in his own puddle of pee. He was like, and it was, I'm telling, it was like slow motion, and I could not stop him quick enough. So he's jumping in the pee. Pee is splattering everywhere. It's going on me. It's going on him. It's splashing the couple and their baby. I am so horrified. And as someone who
God.
never gets embarrassed, I was mortified. I was mortified, and I was like, oh my God. oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they didn't care. They had a baby, right? They were so like, if it was going to happen in front of anyone, it was going to be them. I quickly found like
They're
a
covered
water.
in pee anyway.
Yeah, right. They're like, whatever, we can't smell it. And so I quickly found like a pitcher of water, and I like diluted the pee, and it just kind of washed everywhere. Again, thank God this was outside. And then my husband found me after all this had happened. I just looked at him, and I'm telling you, I was like holding back these tears, and I was like, we have to go. We have to go immediately. Get the food, and we're going. And he's like, what happened? And I was just like, we have to go. We're leaving. So that was my unhinged.
Oh my
That was
God.
my unhinged moment. Oh. But
That is terrible. That is so awful.
fast forward to when
Go
we
ahead.
had the twins, and we were out
Fast-
at like a kids festival. It's like, the festivals that are on the street, and there are all those like arts and crafts tents and things to do and music playing. And my daughter, I don't know if Oscar was wearing big boy underwear, but Ruby was definitely in big girl panties. And she looked at me and goes, I gotta go potty. And I said, okay. And I took her to the porta potty, right? And she looked at that porta potty, and she looked at me, and then she looked at the porta potty, and she looked at me, and she goes, I know pee and Dale. And and I go, girl, I got you. I don't want to pee in there either. I brought a pull-up with me because I was prepared now, right?
I
Like,
know.
don't leave the house without, whether in training, without a pull-up. So I said, look, we'll slip on your pull-up. You pee
Yeah.
in there, and it's okay, and you're doing great, and I'm proud of you, and we'll find a big girl bathroom later. We'll just put on a pull-up. And she goes, no. I'm like, no, you have to put on the pull-up. I can't do this to myself again. And she said, no, I'm going to hold it. And she did. She held it for 4 hours, and and then she was done. She was potty trained. So I was like, thank God. I think it's girls. Girls are easier to potty train.
Yeah, but that's funny. Yeah, that's a good lesson in teaching them to hold it. If it's the choice is the porta potty or holding it, of course, then you might get the choice of peeing and jumping in the puddle. So I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Either way, we're screwed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is so crazy. Well, Amanda, this has just been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I totally
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having
Why
me.
don't you let the audience know where they can find you and follow you and all that stuff? And we'll put those links in the show notes. So where can people connect with you?
I am everywhere, Mall of Amanda. So mallofamanda.com, Mall of Amanda on Instagram and TikTok, on Facebook. You can find me on eBay on Mall of Amanda selling old crap from Cartoon Network. Help me pay for college.
That's
Help me
awesome.
pay for
Get
college.
your merch. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, Mall of Amanda on Venmo. It's everywhere. I've done. That's what I'm sticking with. That's my brand. Mall of Amanda,
That's great.
because you
I
never
love
know
it.
what's in store.
I like that. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. And thanks everyone for listening.
Woo!
Thanks for listening, and make sure you subscribe, share, and follow us on the socials to get more comedy clips.